Hello, I'm Royson, connector of dots, and there are many dots to connect. Now, as far as my notes go, I freestyle them. I write whatever that's on the top of my head, and that's what I plan to do now. Just to speak of whatever I can think of, or whatever I think of now is whatever you need to hear, apparently. So, I do have some notes where I do write from my journal, and my journal, I tend to classify that type of information for my own reasons. So, as far as philosophy goes, there is knowledge, understanding, wisdom, whatever you want to classify as experience. And everything in reality is an experience. Everything that you perceive, everything that you are consciously aware of. Now, the things that you are not consciously aware of within the atmosphere, they do exist within existences. These existences can be categorized as anything that you desire. And whether it be a higher dimension or a lower dimension or a frequency of your perception, it can exist in whichever form or way that you can create it to be. And as my eyes tend to look up sometimes, or around, left, right, left, wherever, it's really, my eyes are looking into my own consciousness as I look outside of myself. Whatever I see external from me is internal. Everything that I see and perceive, as I perceive this laptop and its camcorder in front of my face, it's something that is inside of me that wants to be presented. As far as hand gestures go, whether it's needed or not depends on your perception. Whether anything is needed or not depends on your perception. But whether it's needed there or not, it's going to be there because it wants to be seen, it wants to be perceived, it wants to be known. Most of all, it wants to be loved. It wants to be understood. Even if it does not know that it wants to be understood, it wants to be understood. Everything wants to be understood. It is the truth that will set you free. And whatever truth that you feel that would set you free is the one that you will cling on to, is the one that you will perceive first, in a sense. It's something that you will grow accustomed to and understand to settle with. Anything that you choose to settle with was created by your subconscious to actually choose that. Because the subconscious, believe it or not, it's philosophically backed up that it can literally change your whole reality. Your subconscious is able to do all things. It's able to perceive things that aren't even there. It's able to perceive things that your brain comes up with. Things that your imagination perceives in itself all the time. So, if I can put this into the most simplest terms, you see my hand. You see this point in the middle of my hand. You can look at it without blinking. Look at it without blinking. Okay, now blink. Alright, now if you blinked, once you opened your eyes again, you're perceiving an entirely different existence within the same point that you looked at and perceived. Now you can do this with all the tips of my fingers. You can do this with the geometry that you see, the phi ratio, pi, all of it. All of it is an entirely different existence. And this existence comes to be because you are literally manifesting it within this reality. And that's the bottom line, and that's the bottom truth, no matter how you want to perceive it. When you think of something, it's because you manifested it. And it's your subconscious progressing you. When you think of something that you do not want it to manifest, and you think of things that you don't want to think about, it's your subconscious trying to let you know something about yourself that you are missing. Well, when you get the music and songs and stuck inside of your head, certain melodies or beats that are stuck inside of your head, your subconscious can be using that to let you know something, or to block off things that aren't necessary. Perception goes a long way. It goes a long way. And an easy way to categorize this is through numerology. Numerology, astrology, but all of this within my perception is within philosophy. Actually, everything, period, is philosophy. Because philosophy is the greatest form of common sense. And common sense, does it really seem so common? Indeed, perception goes long ways. And I choose everything. I have to love every layer of my subconscious, because there are some layers within the subconscious that you literally do not want to think about. You literally just despise, hate, and it's searching for this subconscious to understand it. This is what this reality was created for, so that the layers of your own fears can manifest itself in a way to progress your ascension. Believe it or not, the beings that come from the lower dimensions are ascending the fastest, because the beings that came down from the higher dimensions choose to use this as sort of like a catapult. So then when they ascend, they'll tremendously fly way so high that you'll just be astonished. You'll just look and things will just be perceived in a certain way that you've never even perceived it before. But in order to do this, it's all about inner peace. It's finding your heart, your soul, your own understanding of yourself. Because you can understand whatever someone else wants you to understand. You can understand what you think they want you to understand. But in the end, you are using their knowledge and truth to see within yourself the truth. And the truth that will set you free from ignorance, the understanding of your own inner peace, is what it is. And these are all knowledge bridges. Each bridge, each wood piece within the bridge is a piece of knowledge. Each existence is a piece of knowledge that is within the entire puzzle piece, to the entire puzzle, and the entire puzzle is a piece within itself. Everything that you connect, every existence that you imagine literally exists. It's literally there. Every existence that you perceive, every understanding, everything that you imagine literally is there, but it's within another existence. And that existence, even though it doesn't exist within this one, it exists within an existence. Just because you can't imagine, or just because you're not capable of imagining something, doesn't mean that it actually doesn't even exist. God is infinite. God is truth. Even though there's not light within every existence, there will always be love. Because imagination comes from love. Imagination creates from love. God said, "Let there be light," and so there was light. Now there are some people that they perceive the whole picture. Now these type of people, I believe that they pay attention a lot to hand gestures. And there are those people that look deep inside of the details. The people that look deep inside the details are the ones that pay attention a lot to the eyes. They pay attention a lot to face motions. They pay attention to a lot to ego. The ones that focus on inner peace, they tend to put their focus on the love that they see. And love can be perceived in so many different ways. Even though you see light, you are always going to see love. Even in evil people, you have to see the love, the amount of love that they're showing, and the amount of love that they're showing is the amount of love that you're perceiving out of it. But they're always going to be showing a certain amount of love, and love in itself is always there. Even no matter how much you think someone evil, no matter how much you think they are evil, they will always show and express the love that's in their heart, even though they are not expressing any light. They may not be expressing any light for their own reasons, but the meaning behind this reality, I believe, is expressing light with love, in a sense, to hope to progress someone that they see that is not expressing any light. And the beings that are not expressing any light seem to be coming from lower densities, lower dimensions, lower frequencies, or however you want to perceive it. But in the end, they're just all a big image of yourself. Everything around you is entirely huge image of what wants you to be presented to you. Everyone is part of your subconscious. Everything, every existence is a layer of your subconscious. And all of these layers of the subconscious want to be presented to the one consciousness, which is your perception, which is your understanding of reality, which is all unfolds within the great mass of the philosophy of oneness. It is the philosophy of oneness that is the greatest amount of unconditional love imaginable. Can you imagine any greater love than oneness? Can you imagine any greater hope, any greater greatness of the truth than oneness? Because personally, I cannot. And if somebody is able to, please tell me. Please tell me. So, I like how this is going. You know, this is my first time giving this video. Posting a video of me ranting about philosophies or whatever. Man, I love this. You know, this is all, I think about this all the time. Kind of. Well, I think of my girlfriend all the time. Anyway, I love you all. I love everything. Everybody. Always. Even when it seems I don't. Even when I think I don't. I still love. Because that's what I am. I am what I am. Everyone is love. No matter how much they think they're not. Personally, I feel that I can see it. But if there happens to be a situation or occurrence where I do not see any love from someone, I will observe that, because I don't know what it means to not see the love within even evil people, within people that seem to be this a certain way. They're that way because they want to be presented to your consciousness. They want that's your subconscious wanting to be presented to you. And everything is connected. Abracadabra. Which leads me to my final point. It is possible to change reality. Anything is possible. Mind doesn't matter. If you don't mind, then it doesn't matter. Thank you for taking the time to listen.